Hey, Vikings faithful. Skull Nation, what's good? It's your boy, Jake, coming at you with the hottest Minnesota Vikings updates as we gear up for an explosive 2026 offseason. Buckle up, because we've got some serious draft ammo to unpack, and it's got me fired up. Kwesi is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers, stacking picks like a Viking hoarding treasure for a big raid. Want to know how our GM is setting us up to dominate the 2026 NFL Draft? Let's dive into the purple and gold chaos and break it all down. Picture this. It's April 2026, and the Vikings are walking into the draft with a war chest of picks. According to Alec Lewis from The Athletic, our squad is sitting on 10 draft selections. Yep, you heard that right, 10. That's a haul that could reshape our roster and keep us contending for years. From first-rounders to a pair of juicy third-round picks, Kwesi's got options galore. But here's the kicker. These picks aren't just numbers. They're the key to unlocking a new era of Vikings dominance. So, how did we get here? Let's talk strategy. What makes this draft stash so exciting is how Kwesi's been working the phones. Trades like sending Harrison Phillips to the Jets and Sam Howell to the Eagles have added to our draft capital, while the compensatory process might net us even more picks for losing guys like Sam Darnold and Cam Robinson. But hold up, there's a catch. Some of these comp picks, like the one tied to Daniel Jones, hinge on him keeping his starting gig in 2025. If he doesn't, we might drop from a fourth to a fifth. What do you think, Skull fans? Will Jones hold it down, or are we banking on a lower pick? Now, let's talk about why this draft haul is a game changer. The Vikings haven't had a second-round pick in 3 straight drafts. Can you believe that? Back in the day, that's where we snagged studs like Brian O'Neill, Dalvin Cook, and Eric Kendricks. In 2026, we're back in the second-round action, and with picks clustered in the first, second, and third rounds, there's no massive gap between selections like we've seen before. In 2025, we waited from pick 24 to 102. In 2024, it was 17 to 108. This time, we're loaded early, and that's a recipe for building a powerhouse. What position do you want us to target first? Here's where it gets spicy. Our salary cap situation in 2026 is a nightmare. Over $60 million in the red, per over the cap. That means free agency might be quieter than a Minnesota winter. But that's where Kwesi's draft strategy shines. With limited cap space, the draft is our lifeline. Pre-negotiated rookie contracts let us add talent without breaking the bank. Imagine snagging a game-changing corner or a bruising defensive tackle to pair with our stars. Who's your dream draft pick for 2026, Vikings fans? Drop it in the comments. Kwesi's not just sitting on these picks like a dragon on gold. He's got options. He could trade down during the 2026 draft, turning 10 picks into even more future assets. Or he could go bold, trading up to snag a falling star, like a top-tier quarterback prospect or an elite edge rusher. Remember how we nabbed J.J. McCarthy? That kind of move could define our future. What's your call, Skull Nation? Trade up for a superstar or stockpile more picks? Let's hear it. Let's zoom out for a second. The Vikings draft strategy isn't just about 2026. It's about sustaining success. With J.J. McCarthy on a cost-controlled rookie deal, we've got a window to build a championship roster. These picks give us flexibility to address needs at cornerback, where depth is shaky, or bolster the offensive line to protect our young QB. Think about it. A second-round stud like Brian O'Neill could anchor our line for a decade. What's the one position you think we have to nail in this draft? Now, let's talk about the compensatory picks. Losing Sam Darnold to the Seahawks and Cam Robinson to the Texans could net us third and fourth rounders per projections. But the Daniel Jones pick? That's the wild card. If he balls out as a starter in 2025, we're looking at a fourth rounder. If not, it's a fifth. Kwesi's banking on these comp picks to keep our draft haul deep, but it's not a sure thing. Do you trust the process? Or are you sweating the uncertainty? Hit me with your thoughts. The beauty of this draft stockpile is the flexibility it gives us in 2025 too. Right now, we've got about $19 million in cap space, thanks to moves like the Garrett Bradbury release, which freed up $5.25 million. Kwesi could use some of that to trade for a veteran before the season kicks off. Maybe a corner like Mike Hilton or Asani Samuel Jr., or he could save it for in-season moves, like the TJ Hawkinson trade in 2022. What's your vibe? Spend now or save for later? Let's not forget the history here. The Vikings have a knack for finding gems in the early rounds. Brian O'Neill, a second-rounder, is our rock at right tackle. Dalvin Cook, another second-round pick, was a dynamic playmaker. With a second-rounder back in our pocket for 2026, the potential is massive. Could we find franchise corner to lock down the secondary? Or maybe a versatile linebacker to complement Ivan Pace Jr.? Who's your dream second-rounder, Skull fans? The cap crunch in 2026 means we'll need to get creative. Restructuring contracts for guys like Justin Jefferson or Christian Darrisaw could free up space. But it's a risky game. The draft, though, that's our safe bet. Rookie contracts are cheap, and with 10 picks, we can flood the roster with young, hungry talent. Imagine a draft class that adds depth at safety, wide receiver, and defensive line, all while keeping costs low. What's the one move you want Kwesi to make to fix our cap mess? Kwesi's aggressive trades have set us up nicely. Sending Harrison Phillips to the Jets and Sam Howell to the Eagles wasn't just about clearing space. It was about building for the future. Those moves netted us extra picks, and with a projected third-round comp pick for Kirk Cousins, we're sitting pretty. But here's the question. Should we keep stacking picks, or use some of this capital to grab a proven veteran in 2025? Let me know what you're thinking. Let's talk about the gaps in our roster. Cornerback depth is a concern. Isaiah Rodgers and Jeff Okudah are starters, but we need more. The draft could be our chance to snag a shutdown corner in the first or second round. Or maybe we go after a dynamic wide receiver to complement Justin Jefferson. With 10 picks, we can afford to take a swing on a high-upside player. What's the biggest hole you see on this roster right now? The 2026 draft could be a turning point. With picks in the first, second, and 2 in the third, we're not stuck waiting around like in past years. Kwesi's got the ammo to make bold moves, whether it's trading up for a can't-miss prospect or stockpiling depth. The last time we had this kind of draft capital, we built a core that took us deep into the playoffs. Are you feeling the hype for 2026? Or is it too early to get excited? Drop your take below. All right, Skull Nation, we're at the finish line, and I'm pumped. The Vikings are loaded with draft picks, and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is ready to make some noise in 2026. Whether we trade up, trade down, or stand pat, this draft could define our future. So, let's keep the conversation going. Smash that like button, drop your boldest draft predictions in the comments, and subscribe for more Vikings news. Share this with your fellow Skull fans, and let's get ready to raid the draft. Skull Vikings.